Chapter 2. An Invitation from Toad. At this moment, Toad arrived. He ran forward and did a little dance. "Hello, hello, hello," he said. "It's my dear friend Rat and Badger. How are you, old friend?" "I'm quite well, thank you," Badger said in a not very friendly voice. "And how are you, Ratty?" Toad demanded. "Oh, I'm fine. This is my friend Mole," Rat said. "How do you do?" Toad said to Mole, who smiled shyly. "We were just talking about you," Badger said. "Ah, I'm not surprised. I'm so famous, you know. Everyone is talking about me all the time." "We are going to have a picnic," Rat said. "Would you like to join us?" "No, no, no. You must all come home with me and have lunch at Toad Hall. My lunches are famous." "I have to go now," Badger said. "I have things to do." He walked slowly away, shaking his head. "Famous lunches," he said under his breath. "What a bunch of nonsense." "Isn't Mr. Badger feeling well?" Rat said. "Oh, he's like that sometimes. Pass the sandwiches, will you?" Toad said, forgetting that he'd invited Mole and Rat to have lunch at Toad Hall. The friends ate their picnic. Then Toad said, "Why don't you both come and stay with me at Toad Hall? There are a lot of rooms. We could have a lot of fun. We'll visit you one afternoon," Rat said. "No, no, come today," Toad said. "You'd like to do that, wouldn't you, Mole?" "Oh, yes," Mole said. "Thank you very much." "Mole is staying with me, Toad," Rat said. "I'm going to teach him all about the river. Aren't I, Mole?" "What? Oh, yes. Yes, of course," Mole said. "But I'd like to see Toad Hall." "And so you shall," Toad said, taking the last sandwich. Then he asked Rat, "Have you seen any wild wooders recently?" "Who are the wild wooders?" Mole asked. "Animals who live in the wild wood," Toad said. "The rabbits are all right, but as for the others, you don't want to have anything to do with them." Rat said, "The weasels are the worst. You can't trust them. I never go into the wild wood." "And I never, ever invite them to Toad Hall," Toad said, finishing the last sandwich. He looked at the empty picnic basket. "Is there anything else to eat?" he asked. "No, Toad," Rat said. "You've eaten everything." "Then I'll be off to Toad Hall in one of my famous lunches." As Toad said this, Alfred the horse arrived, pulling a brightly painted caravan. "Ah, here's my beautiful caravan," Toad said. "Forget boats in the river, Mole. Travel the world in a caravan. Come inside. I have everything anyone could need." "It is rather beautiful," Mole said. "Come on my travels with me," Toad said. "We'll have such fun." "What do you think, Rat?" Mole asked. Rat thought for a moment. Then he said, "We'd better go with him. We can't trust him since he is foolish sometimes." "Nonsense," said Toad. "I'm a famous traveler. Jump on and we'll be off." Toad, Rat, and Mole jumped into a seat at the front of the caravan. "Off you go, Alfred," Toad called to the horse. Alfred shook his head sadly, just like Badger. "There'll be problems," he said. "Whatever Toad does, there are always problems." But he put his head down and began to pull. Slowly, the caravan moved away from the riverbank.